Marvel Stadium yesterday, it really was a terrific contest, this one, wasn't it? Essendon and St Kilda, and St Kilda looked like they'd come home with the 4 points, but it was a terrific comeback by Essendon, and Lordo, you would have been pretty impressed with what you saw.
Oh, I was, TJ. I was just there as a spectator, and they just fought through. St Kilda kicked the first 2 goals, and you thought, oh no, Rossi Lyon got a hold of them in a practice game where they just couldn't move the footy, but I thought Heppel was fantastic in defence. Andrew McGrath, Higgins got a hold of them early, but for both, Stringer was electric late, but both teams would want to use the ball better to match the top 4 sides. But
there was a big difference between this game and the game that followed.
Yeah, that's a good point, Brownie. I think they get the win. St Kilda, a 1 and 2 now. The Bombers are 2 and 1, so that's where it was a significant win for the Bombers yesterday.
Yeah, and what I liked about it is some of the young players who haven't had big opportunities. So I like some of the stuff Hobbs has done. Cox isn't perfect either, but I think you just got to play him. And this kid, you've just got to play him. So this is Harry Jones, and I thought he's got some tricks about him that other players don't. Now, he was a late inclusion into this. He's only played 32 games and he's 20 years of age, but there's not many that can do that. So he's your perfect third tall. I'd love to just say you've got 5 weeks and see what you can deliver. It's not going to be about this year for Essendon. It's going to be about year 2, 3 down the track, and he's going to be a key part of it. Thought he worked hard, thought he was important.
And also a key part of it will be Sam Durham, who signed a new deal going into this game, but found himself concussed in this moment yesterday in the third quarter when tackled by Seb Ross. Now, there was initially a fear around a shoulder problem. Brad Scott spoke post-match saying it was concussion, so he will go into protocols now. And given it is a concussion outcome, TJ, to that tackle, while I don't expect Seb Ross to have any problem from a match review perspective, it will need to be looked at given that was the outcome.
Nick Martin was absolutely sensational. 44 touches yesterday, and needless to say, he did figure prominently in Ross Lyon's media conference post-match.
Yeah, we did. Robert Harvey was really good. He said, do we lock him down at half-time? And I said, look, I hear that McGrath was going quite well with intercepts. He probably had more intercepts. And I said, why don't we fix our ball use and do a couple of things before we look to lock someone down? So as much as he was getting it, I was like, is he really... They weren't putting us to the sawed-off turnover. To three-quarter time, they kicked 4-1. Like, we'd had 13 shots. So you go, do you know what I mean?
It's a great insight, TJ.
Yeah. Actually, I was fascinated by that.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I agree with him. The skill level of St Kilda was so poor. They left so many goals out there, and that's what you weigh up as a coach, don't you? The possessions versus... Remember, Buckley was criticised when Tom Mitchell got 50-odd disposals once and didn't do anything. He didn't feel he hurt him.
But I just love that honesty from Ross Lyon and like a great insight into their thinking in the box, etc., etc. I love it. And long may it continue. Having said that, it does bring us to the volcano for this morning. I can't even imagine what this is going to be.
I'm glad Ross raised Nick Martin, because there is a rule in the game since we changed the kick-outs where you just step over the line and you get a cheap stat that is distorting all the numbers. So this is 6 times Nick Martin from his 44 does that. How that is a disposal in this game is an absolute joke. So we're sitting here this morning going, Nick Martin, 44, is equalled Essendon's record disposal count. These are records that have lasted hundreds of years, and we are saying that is a possession. So champion data, the AFL, that cannot be a touch.
And an effective kick.
6 times he did it yesterday. So his 38, it should have been, wouldn't even be in the top 15 disposal counts for the Bombers in a single game. That's got to change. It's been a bugbear.
It's still a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game, but it's not a record. It's not 44 and it's not in the top 15. So it annoys me.
Will go in as the record, though.
It shouldn't, Brownie.
But it will.
I know, but it shouldn't. It annoys me. Oh.
I'm with you, Kane.
Well, I think most people would be, but this is your thing. Last year it was all about the percentage and everything when you were playing West Coast, and this year it's records.
Yeah, there's some things that are distorting the history of the game, and that's one of them.